Good morning, or afternoon, whatever this video finds you. Today, I was thinking about suffering. Dun, dun, dun. And how miserable it is sometimes for me to wake up. I'm like, who in their right mind put themselves on the top of a bunk bed? Oh, it'll be better, says me. You won't bunk your head on the top bed, says me. As I'm like clinging to the top part of the bunk bed, lowering my lower extremities as I'm wrapped around my own blankets, clinging to dear life. Like I must crawl forth out of bed. The sleep will not take me. Yeah, rough morning today. Very, very rough morning. It made me think about suffering because there's times where I think, somebody has it worse than you. And then I think about that when, certain parents sit their kids down and they're like, there's starving Ethiopian children somewhere in the world and you won't eat your green beans. And the kid's like, bleh, gagging themselves trying to eat green beans so that the kids in Ethiopia won't judge them. The kids in Ethiopia don't even know you're there. Freak. So I think to myself, oh, aren't you glad you don't live in the Jim Crow days? That would be really hard. Or aren't you glad you don't live in some of the poverty slums of Africa? That would be very, very, very hard. But really, suffering is based on your perspective of where you are. So how good have you had it? And how much difference that has been. So I've had wonderful mornings where I wake up spunky, 5:30 in the morning, go to the gym, work out for 2 hours, do 8 hours of school, and then ride my bike for 9 miles to finish up my 3 jobs that I have. And yeah, so I've had some really good mornings, and I've had some really, really shitty ones lately. And it's led me to the thought that it doesn't matter who's suffering more than you or who's suffering less. There is always someone who's doing better in your mind, in your mind. Their grass looks greener than your grass. And there isn't anything you can do about it because you can't move into that perspective. You're always in your own perspective. So you really can't jump the fence to the greener grass. You literally have to water your grass wherever you are. If you think you're suffering in your life, then you need to start watering your grass and find a way not to suffer. And in my personal experience dealing with so much pain and physical uncomfortability, I find that it makes people really uncomfortable. And they're suffering in some one way or another as well, and they want to speak about their suffering, but because mine is so horrendous, they usually want to shut their mouth and not say anything because why should they complain when I have it worse than they do? And I just wanted to put it out there. It doesn't matter. Like, your perspective actually matters. If you are miserable, it doesn't matter if someone's more miserable or less miserable than you are. You are miserable, and let's fix it. Period. And there's people in the world that have everything at their fingertips. They're super rich, and they can go on a yacht anytime they want on a vacation, and they're miserable because they spent their time and energy making money and having a job or a business, and they didn't spend their time taking care of their family or finding someone to share it with or finding friendship. So it's all about where are you putting your time and what are you neglecting? Everybody has it worse or better. There's somebody always out there. So your suffering matters. It counts. It counts. If you feel unhappy in any sort of way, or in pain in any sort of way, it matters. And the first step to taking yourself out of this existence of suffering is to acknowledge that you are And don't let someone else's perception of the world change where you are. Yeah, because they're not living in your lawn. They're not going to water it. And most people are so wrapped up in their own lives. I'm not saying everybody, I'm saying most people are wrapped up in their own lives that they literally don't even have the conscious awareness to think about yours. The only person who has full control of your life is you. So even if you're suffering a little bit and you're finding yourself unhappy or depressed in any matter of degree, acknowledge it. It matters. It matters. And if you were to talk to me, I would tell you that it does matter. And even if I have it worse than you, I still care. Because no one deserves to suffer, no matter how little or how much it is. That's my tidbit of thought in the morning. Synder cares. Bye-bye.